You can fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can have all you ever wanted.
This week on the show, we have Miriam Wexler, who is a certified mindset and purpose coach. Today, we will be discussing 5 ways to level up your game and be the best you can be in 2023. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for watching. This show is all about giving you insights and showcasing brands that help you to live your best life and give you confidence. As always, I want to kickstart your morning with some motivational advice to help you to feel inspired and energized to start your day. Today, I want to talk about the importance of understanding that you will never feel 100% ready. Do it regardless. The reality is, when it comes to achieving our goals or tackling an area in our life that needs improvement, you will never feel 100% ready to take it on. The uncomfort of the unknown and the fear of failure often gets disguised as excuses like, I need to wait until I feel more confident, or I'll do this year from now when I have more experience. But the reality is, even a year from now, you will still feel you aren't capable enough and still need more time. So what's the solution? This. Do it now, even if you don't feel 100% confident. Successful people know they will never feel ready and seize opportunities as they realize that the same opportunity may not come twice. They take on tasks even if they aren't ready and learn as they go. Make it your mission today to take on a task you've been procrastinating on because you didn't feel quite ready. After all, the worst thing that can happen is a lesson learned rather than regret of never trying at all. As Richie Norton quotes, waiting for real life to begin when you're ready means you'll never be ready for real life because real life never happens when you're ready. Stay tuned. Coming up after the break, I want to talk about leveling up in 2023, mind, body, and soul. So from your expertise, let's talk about each area, mind, body, and soul, and how we can improve our lives in each area.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the mind, I always say, start looking at the things you believe in. Start looking at your patterns, your habits, your way of thinking. Where can you shift? Where can you change? How can you incorporate some positivity into your life? And I always say, start incorporating meditation. And it doesn't have to be in the morning, and it doesn't have to be an hour long. Sometimes 10 minutes really quickly can really set the wheels in motion for thinking completely differently. And for me, I don't meditate in the morning. I don't have time and I don't have the desire to, but I meditate for 15 minutes every night before I go to sleep. It also gives me an opportunity to sleep better and deeper. When you take care of your mind, how you think, what you think about, the books you read, the shows you watch, the podcasts you listen to, you can start creating some shifts on your thinking pattern to allow more positivity into your life. That will start setting the course for other areas too, which takes us to the body.
Wardrobe provided by H&M. Next up on the show, we have Miriam Wexler, who is a certified mindset and purpose coach. Today, we will be discussing 5 ways to level up your game and be the best you can be in 2023. Miriam, thank you so much for being on the show today. Happy New Year. How are you doing?
Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much. I'm doing amazing. I mentioned to you earlier, I live in Italy, so really every day is a beautiful day, so I'm doing great.
Yes, let's talk about that. So you were in Toronto and you had a dream to move to Italy. And you did it. You packed up your bags and you went to Italy. So I want to talk about, when was that aha moment when you decided you were going to take action on your dream?
So February 2022, I was laying in bed and I thought, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I can't live another day in a city that really doesn't inspire me anymore. Like, I love Toronto. I think it's a great city, but it didn't feel like it was a fit for me anymore. And I thought, what are you waiting for? You've been talking about moving to Italy for 15 years already. Like, when are you waiting for the right time? The right time is never coming. So you know what? That's it. Now is the right time. And literally at that moment, I picked up the phone. I called my brother who lives in South Korea, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm moving to Italy. I'm finally doing it. He's like, okay. And as soon as I started calling friends, they all said the same thing, like, oh my God, finally, 15 years of hearing about it. You're finally doing it. So that was the moment, February 2022.
Ironically enough, my intro for today is all about you'll never feel ready to do the things you want to do. Even a year from now, you're still not going to feel ready, right? You just have to do it.
No.
You just have to take action and do it.
Yes, I always say the right time is right now. It's always going to be right now. And that's not to say you're not going to be scared, because I was crapping myself
Yeah.
when I made that decision and the anxiety kicked in and how am I going to do this and how is this? But I thought, you know what? You'll figure it out. Just let go of the how. Just keep moving forward. You'll figure it out. And I did.
Yeah, you learn along the way, and that's always the best way to learn because you're thrown into it. You have no choice, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny because today I posted a reel on Instagram and it says your desire has to outweigh your fear. And your fear is never going to go away. It's a matter of doing things in spite of being scared, not trying to figure out how to get rid of being scared.
And speaking of trying to figure it out, I know you're a purpose and mindset coach. The biggest question or the biggest concern I hear people say is that they can't figure out their purpose. There are so many talented people out there, but they just can't figure out what they like to do, what they want to do, and it can lead to frustration. So what is your tips on that and finding your purpose?
So the first thing I would tell people is you don't always have to have a career that's your purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be the job that you do. For some people, their purpose is to be the most amazing mother or father. For other people, it's to donate their time to animal charities or to refugees. Your purpose is what drives you. Your purpose is what excites you and what gets you, getting up in the morning, raring to go. Sometimes, if you're lucky, your purpose and your work are one and the same. But other times, you can have a job that pays the bills that you enjoy enough. And your purpose is then after work to go and volunteer at a homeless shelter or raise money for, animals in Africa. Like your purpose doesn't have to be your career. So that's the first thing I would tell people. And then, the easiest exercise that I give all my clients when they come to me with a purpose issue is write a list of everything you want to do, dream or reality. It makes no difference. Anything and everything that you're passionate about, excited about. And if, money was no object or time was no object, what would you be doing? Then create another list. Everything that you're good at, you have skills at, experience in, talent, all that stuff. And I call those living lists because you don't write the list and then you're done. You're constantly going to be adding to it. And finding your purpose isn't something that happens, overnight or within a week. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years. When you can start crisscrossing the skills and the talents and the experience with the things you want to do, you're passionate or you dream about, sometimes you see a cross-reference of like, hey, can I monetize, certain things? When I was doing that, I thought, I want to travel and I want to see the world and I want to have different experiences. And I'm really good at organizing. I'm really good at bringing people together. I'm really good at event planning because I was an event planner for over 20 years. And I'm like, hey, travel and event planning. I can start a retreat business, which is exactly what I did. My company, Live Out Loud Retreats, was born out of that list and cross-referencing.
I want to ask you, I feel like, when people have a goal or dream, the one thing that stops them is fear of initially just taking action. And you're living proof that you can do that. I mean, you had the fear, you still did it. So what kind of advice would you give for someone that is paralyzed in fear? They really want to do it, but they just can't take that first step.
The main reason people don't take that first step is fear of failure. So I always say, ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen if whatever it is that you try didn't work out? I mean, realistically, failure doesn't kill you. And if you can change your mindset around how you look at failure and see it as an opportunity to learn, as a lesson on how to do it better next time, maybe taking that initial step might become easier, because I think a lot of people see, oh my God, if I fail, my life will end, my world will fall apart. And that's simply not true. And more than fear of failure, it's not about failing, I think, so much that people are scared of. It's about what will people think. It's about the embarrassment. It's about how do you define yourself or defend yourself when something you tried didn't work out. So I always say, first and foremost, let go of anybody's opinions or judgment because they really do not matter in your life. Then ask yourself, what is it that you're really afraid of? Okay, failure. What about failure are you scared of? Are you scared that, people will judge you? Well, let's get rid of that. What else is, scares you about failure? And most of the time people don't have an answer because the idea of failure is more scary than the failure itself. So I say, don't bother trying to get rid of your fear. Just move forward in spite of being scared and look at failure as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to try. And I always say, if you fail, it's not really a failure. It's just a sign that whatever you were doing wasn't the right thing. Either pivot the way you're doing things or pivot to something else. If you fail once, okay, move on to the next thing. That fails, move on to the next thing, and so on and so on and so on. Like, opportunities are limitless. And the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out. But even worse than that, if you don't even bother trying, you're going to spend your whole life. What if it would have worked out? What if I could have done it? What if I missed out an opportunity? And to me, not trying is worse than failing.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, failure excites me. It just motivates me more to take action and keep going. When I get a no, I know that I'm trying. It's better than hearing crickets, right? And not doing anything. So it's good. I think failure is a good thing and people should learn to embrace it. So I like that you said that.
Failure is a motivator. Use it. If you can turn your fear of failure into a motivator, it's like, okay, it might work out, it might not work out, but I'm plugging ahead and we'll see what happens. When you let go of that, you can't have that voice in your back of your head. Oh, you might fail. Okay, you might fail. Nothing will ever happen to you if you fail other than you need to try something else.
Absolutely. And another concern is that a lot of people are feeling that they're stuck in a rut in the same place. And it's hard to get out of, right, when you feel like you're stuck. So how can we live a life in 2023 that we're excited and passionate about?
So my favorite thing to say is you are never stuck. There's no such thing as stuck. There's what you're doing to limit yourself. There's self-sabotage, but there's never stuck because the reality is there are so many options available to you out there. So what does stuck mean? Oh, I can't move forward. Of course you can. It goes back to the previous question. How do you deal with your fear? Because it's the fear that's keeping you stuck. Nothing in your life is really keeping you stuck. If you wanted to take action, just take action. If you wanted to move forward, you can move forward. Maybe work with someone, maybe get a mentor, maybe, figure out ways to get yourself unstuck. And some of the ways you can do that is by doing research or doing a deep dive within yourself to figure out what excites me. What do I want to do? If I could do anything in the world, what would that be? And I always say the first thing that pops into your head, that's the dream. That's the goal you should go after. I recently worked with a client and I said to her, if you can do, because she said to me, I feel stuck. I don't know what I'm going to do in my career. I said, if you can do anything, doesn't matter if you can or can't, what would it be? Oh, photography. That's how quickly she came up with it. And we started working together to figure out how to get her photography business up and running because she loves photography. She has experience in photography. It didn't even occur to her that something that she loves as a hobby could become a career. And I always say, look at your hobbies, because sometimes your hobbies can become your passion, can become your goal in life. There really is no such thing as stuck. You're never stuck. You have to ask yourself, what are my limiting beliefs about me taking action that's keeping me in this place? Because that's really all it is. It's you have some beliefs that are mostly not true about what you can do, what you're able to do, what you're capable of, that are keeping you where you are. So when you start asking yourself the right questions and you realize sometimes the answers are so simple and so obvious, you kind of get yourself unstuck.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think being stuck in a rut is a good place because it forces you to do something different. Sometimes you have to hit that point of desperation to really make a change. When things are too comfortable, you don't want to make that change, but once you hit that rock bottom, as Tony Robbins says, in life you need desperation or inspiration, right? So either way is a good place to start. So I like that advice. And I want to talk about leveling up in 2023, mind, body, and soul. So from your expertise, let's talk about each area, mind, body, and soul, and how we can improve our lives in each area.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the mind, I always say, start looking at the things you believe in. Start looking at your patterns, your habits, your way of thinking. Where can you shift? Where can you change? How can you incorporate some positivity into your life? And I always say, start incorporating meditation. And it doesn't have to be in the morning, and it doesn't have to be an hour long. Sometimes 10 minutes really quickly can really set the wheels in motion for thinking completely differently. And for me, I don't meditate in the morning. I don't have time, and I don't have the desire to, but I meditate for 15 minutes every night before I go to sleep. It also gives me an opportunity to sleep better and deeper. When you take care of your mind, how you think, what you think about, the books you read, the shows you watch, the podcasts you listen to, you can start creating some shifts on your thinking pattern to allow more positivity into your life. That will start setting the course for other areas too, which takes us to the body. What are you eating right now that's not serving you? How are you eating? When are you eating? All those kinds of things. And most people don't really give it some thought, but, especially as we go through life and as we age, and especially for women who are going through menopause, how you eat has to change. You need to be eating whole foods. You need to be, drinking enough water. You need to exercise. You need to take care of your skin. You need to be proactive in your life if you want to level up. And that has to be eating whole foods, eating clean foods, doing things that your body and in turn your mind will thank for. And there's a lot of research that shows that the gut and the brain are connected. So when we take care of one, we take care of the other. And of course, incorporate some spirituality into your life. And I don't mean, sitting around in a circle singing Kumbaya, but start reading, self-help books that can help you see the world from a different perspective. Start doing meditation if that's what works for you. I love a gratitude practice. I have a gratitude journal that I write in every single day. I actually created a gratitude journal that I'm going to be partnering up with Amazon to sell, because a gratitude practice is one of the best ways to level up, your life completely. Journal your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, your goals, because once you get it out of your head and onto paper, you make it more real. And you can always look back and see, where was I? Where am I now? Where have I lagged behind? And where have I really moved forward in a way that's working for me? There's so much you can do. I think you really need to regain control of your life in all areas in order to be able to level up in a way that, can be inspirational for yourself and the people around you.
Mm-hmm. And as a mindset coach, I'm sure you get this a lot. A lot of people don't feel worthy of their goals. They feel that, it's for someone else, it's not for them, that success is reserved for only some people. So they don't feel worthy of their goals. And because of that, they never take that step because of that feeling of unworthiness. So how do you address these issues with your clients and for them to do the internal work? Yeah.
So when somebody comes up, oh, blah, 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 it's not for me. And I always say, I'm one of those annoying coaches. Why? And then, I wait for the answer, and it's like, okay, and why? And then why? And then what? And then what? And then what? And most of the time, all my clients get to, oh, you're right. I guess there's no reason why I can't do it. And there really is no reason why you can't have something, why you can't be successful and wealthy and in an amazing relationship and have a great career and an amazing job. When people say, oh, this is not for me, I always ask them why. Tell me why it's not for you. Oh, because, I don't have the experience. You can get the experience. Oh, because, I don't know enough people. Put yourself out there. Start meeting people. Start making connections. Start asking for the things that you want. That's, I think, something that holds a lot of people back is fear of being vulnerable, fear of admitting that they need help, fear of putting themselves out there and asking for what they need. Whenever somebody feels unworthy, I always try and do a little deep dive into their past, into their history, to figure out where that limiting belief actually started. And 9 out of 10 times, it's a childhood trauma. They didn't feel like they belonged in their family, or they always felt left out, or they felt like they had to chase people. For the longest time, I felt like in my relationships and my friendship, I was the people pleaser, the chaser, always making sure that, I did everything I could for everybody else. And it took a really long time for me to do the work and realize, oh my God, I have such a fear of not being liked. I have such a fear of not being, included. And when I did a session with my coach, because every coach needs a coach, I realized this is all from childhood, from when I was in kindergarten, and some kids, made fun of me because, my first language wasn't the language of the country I was living in. So, you always have insecurities, and kids can be cruel. They make fun of you. All of that leads us to these, again, false limiting beliefs that we're not worthy, that things can't work out for us, that we're not good enough, that no one wants to have us around or give us things or do things for us. And the reality is not true. The only person who decides if you're worthy or not is you.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Nobody has any say in what you can and cannot do, what you deserve or do not deserve, or what you're worthy of or not. And we are our own worst enemy. So I always say, if these are the thoughts you're having, if these are the feelings you're having, do the work. Sign up with a coach to figure out why you think the way you do and how you can break those limiting beliefs and, pivot them to create positive, enabling beliefs.
I think it's also letting go of caring what people think of you. When you let go of that, I think that's a big thing that most people have, is they care so much because of social media and all these things. They care, the world is watching, so they care so much what people think. And I know for me personally, when I stopped caring and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do me. I'm going to do it the way I want to. And I stopped checking other people's profiles, checking out competition, and just started being in my own lane and not caring what people think. I think that's when life starts really showing up for you, because you're being authentic to yourself.
Absolutely. And I always say to my clients, okay, write out a list of all the people who are paying your bills with their opinion. Really? I'm like, no, I'm being serious. Yeah. How many people pay your bills with their opinion? She's like, well, none. I said, exactly. So until people pay my bills with their opinions, I'm not going to care about any of it. Just because somebody thinks less of me or more of me or highly of me, I don't really care. It has no impact on my life. It doesn't change how I do things. It doesn't change what I do. The only person I need to please is myself.
Absolutely. And on this channel, we talk a lot about the law of attraction. It's something I'm kind of obsessed with. So for our viewers that, we talk a lot about becoming a vibrational match for the things that we desire. So the things we desire manifest us as well. So let's talk about that. How do we become a vibrational match for the things we desire?
By having the non-shakable belief that what they desire is available and it's going to happen. You let go of the how, you let go of the when, you focus on the what and the why. Some people are like, oh, I want to do this for a living. Okay, why? Why do you want to be a teacher? Why do you want to be a life coach? Why do you want to be, a TV personality? When you know your why, when you know the exact reason of why you're doing what you're doing, and you know what you need to do, and you let go of, okay, I don't care how it pans out. I don't care how it shows up. I'm okay with it showing up whenever it's showing up. We start becoming vibrationally aligned. And what manifesting is genuinely the unwavering faith in yourself, in your abilities to get it, and that it is going to happen. That's when we raise our vibration, when we just focus on taking, those steps forward. We're focused on actions. We're focused on our beliefs of, yes, it is possible. It's actually already happening. That's another thing. When we think about the things that we want, we have to think about them or write about them in a present tense, as if they're happening already. And I always tell my clients too, if you want to apply the law of attraction, write a letter to yourself. It's now December 31st, 2023. So a year has gone by. Write a letter. This happened, this happened, this happened. Even if they didn't happen, if you're writing it in the sense like, I got that Ferrari, I got that new house. I got that dream job. I'm so happy and grateful. And always start, that's the thing with law of attraction. You have to write your affirmations, your manifestation as, I am so happy and grateful now that. That's how I teach my client. That's how I've been taught to do it. Because when you're writing things as if they're happening or they've already happened, your vibration, your energy becomes almost a magnet, because everything is energy. Money is energy. Everything, our phones, ourselves, our careers, our dreams, our goals, everything is energy. So in order to become energetic magnets and start attracting to us everything that we want, we need to be in the place of believing that it's already here. And we need to behave if it's already here. We need to think as if it's already here. We need to be so grateful and happy because it's already here. And when we change our thinking and genuinely, authentically believe it, not just saying, oh yeah, isn't it great that this happened? Do you believe that that's happened? Because if you believe that something can happen, it will happen. And you're living from a place of already receiving, and you're living from a place of openness and alignment with getting whatever it is that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime I've manifested anything in my life, I had an undeniable faith in it. I knew it was going to happen. I told my friends it was going to happen. I acted like it was going to happen. I prepared for it, and it happened. And I think a lot of people don't manifest because they're just focusing on the lack of having it, right? So then they keep not getting what they want. But when you focus on having it, it's already yours, right?
Yep.
It's already written.
You want to lose weight? Act as if you've already lost the weight. Get excited every day to get dressed. Ooh, look, my zipper's going up. I feel amazing. I look amazing. Stand in front of, Mel Robbins always says, do a lot of mirror work. Mirror work is something that I incorporate with my clients too. Stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself how amazing you look. Oh my God, look at you. You've lost all this weight. You look amazing. You look fit. You look in shape. Look, your skin looks amazing because you've done all this skincare work. Like, get into the habit of talking to yourself. And a lot of people think that sounds weird, but it isn't. It's about saying, yeah, everything always works out for me. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the career that I want. I'm so happy and grateful that I get to travel the world whenever I want. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this amazing community around me, and I keep meeting people who bring in opportunities and things for me to get excited about. You have to live as if it's happening or it's already happened.
Absolutely. And I created my platform to inspire and uplift. So for anyone that's going through a hard time, maybe 2023 has happened already and they're not feeling excited about it, or maybe they're feeling unmotivated, what would you say to inspire and motivate them?
Find something that really excites you. And there's always something, even if people don't share it, deep down, we all have something inside our heads, inside our hearts that would just be so amazing if it happened. Focus on that. Figure out how to make that happen and let go of the idea, oh, well, that's impossible. Oh, that's never going to work for me. Just go through life as if anything you try is going to work for you. And I always say, when I worked with this client and she told me she felt stuck, or I haven't done anything, we just started talking about her photography business, and I happened to know somebody who was looking for a photographer, so I connected them. Now she's doing photography work for her, and she called me the other day and actually said to me, I don't think I've been this excited about something in a really long time. All it takes is one thing. Find one small thing that you're excited about and focus on that. And when that's achieved, or you got the ball rolling on that, add another thing, and then add another thing. You want to travel the world? Great. How can we make that happen? What do we need to, get you to travel the world? Okay, we need to save money. Great. Let's focus on the job. How much are you making? How much can we save each month? Now that people are starting to save money for traveling, that's something to get excited about. So now it motivates them. It's like, where else can I make extra money? Can I get another job? How can I save? And then, their focus is on that desire and I always say, go through life. And I heard this from another coach. Your life has to be 1 foot in gratitude and 1 foot in desire. Because if you're grateful for where you are, even if it's not where you want to be, but work towards whatever it is you desire, the excitement builds slowly. And I know people have this misguided belief that you have to wake up every morning. It's like, oh my God, the birds are singing. I'm so excited about everything that's coming. It doesn't have to be like that. But it's like, what can I do today to move the dial, to move forward, to take one extra step? And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have bad days, because you will, because life isn't linear. It's dual. There's good, there's bad, there's up and down, there's happy, there's sad. It's all going to happen. But when you accept all of these emotions and find out one little grain of something to get excited about, everything flows from there.
I love that. Gratitude is everything, right? Once you're grateful for what you have, you attract more. For our viewers that want to get coached by you or learn more about your programs, where can they do so?
You can find me at www.miriamwexler.me. Spelling is right there. Or you can find me on Instagram at Miriam Wexler. I'm also on Facebook, the Miriam Wexler, because Miriam Wexler was already taken. There's a lot of ways to reach out to me, and all you have to do is just send me a message, send me a DM, send me, go onto my website and book a free 30-minute call with me. We can chat, we can see where you're at and where you want to be, and figure out how to bridge the gap to get you there.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Miriam, for being on the show today. It's been a pleasure. I think our viewers are going to get a lot of great information from this segment. So thank you, and Happy New Year again.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you as well, and to all your viewers.
Tag TV is available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple and Android TVs, as well as on Apple and Android phones. Watch us live through YouTube and Facebook.
You can fly higher than the sky.